if you put effort into a costume.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're
totally.
like 15 and you come in no costume with a grocery bag, you didn't even try. That's when I have an issue. How you doing, Travis?
Very well, thank you.
We welcome you back to the Hampton Roadshow. We have a lot to do, don't we? Travis is making braised lamb shank with creamy roasted corn polenta and braised rapini, which is a little kind of a broccoli thing, right?
It's a cross between broccoli and kale.
All right, people are going to want to write this recipe down, so let's give them the list of ingredients.
Okay. We're going to start with a little seasoned flour, a lamb shank, which don't be intimidated by this. It's a fairly easy product to work with. Some onion, carrot, celery, a little bit of tomato scrap, mushroom scrap, garlic, and some aromatics, which are some thyme, bay leaf, peppercorns, and a little bit of juniper berry.
Okay, as soon as you said braised lamb shank, I was intimidated. So what is the first thing that you want people to know?
First thing, you want a nice heavy bottom pot.
Okay.
We're using a nice
cast iron
here, and we're just going to get a little olive oil in there. This pours a little slowly. And we're going to turn the heat up.
Okay. Now, what are these liquids going over here? Do we want to
these are just some stocks I'm getting hot so things cook a little quicker. But we're going to take our all-purpose flour. We're going to go ahead and mix in some kosher salt, some fresh ground black pepper, coriander, and some cayenne for a little bit of spice, a little kick. And it might seem like there's quite a bit of seasonings going in there, but it's really going to be diluted by the flour there.
Okay. So when you're buying the lamb shank, anything in particular you should say to the butcher, or is it bought just like that, or is this something you need to have somebody do for you?
You can buy it just like this, and you just want to make sure it's nice and pink flesh, and the fat is still pink and white.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and just season up that.
So you don't have to trim it or anything like that?
Nope. You just you buy it and cook it, and it's very simple.
Okay.
And we're going to go ahead and.
Now braised means you're going to cook it in some liquid eventually, right?
Yep. What we're going to do first is we're going to sear it, get a nice sear on that.
So what's the point of coating it in the flour then?
What that does is this just helps, kind of seal in the meat. Also adheres more of the seasoning to the actual meat itself. And then that little bit of flour will also help thicken the sauce a little bit too.
Okie doke.
Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get that nice and hot. And just to run through the rest of the process here. Once this comes out of the pot, we're going to stage ourselves out with our mirepoix here. And mirepoix is just a classic French term for carrots, celery, and onions.
Right, I'm going to use that. You sound very, very French and worldly.
So you have extra oil there.
You chefs in your cast iron, why do you like to use that so much?
It really holds heat well. It looks cool, and it just gives you that nice hearty cooking process.
Yeah, this is not taking long at all to brown.
We're just going to brown it just lightly on the side there, and what we're going to do is just on the other side of the pot. We're just going to add a little bit of onions there. And the recipe that you can get online has the recipe for 4 of these. I've already got 3 in the oven.
Okay.
So we're gonna check those out in a minute.
Okay.
So carrot, celery, onion, a little bit of garlic there.
So how many does that feed? Like four shanks?
4 shanks will feed basically a family of 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Or a family of 4. You know, hearty
You're really
eaters.
hungry. Yeah.
So we're gonna get that caramelizing a little bit, just to speed up the process a little bit. We'll pretend that this is caramelized.
Okay.
And we'll add our tomato scrap. And mushroom scrap. You know, so I'm saying a lot of scrap here. It's a good way to use up some of that leftovers that you have.
Okie doke.
From trimming your mushrooms from your previous meal.
All right, so it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be the perfect part today.
It's coming out. It's just there for flavor.
Okie doke.
All right.
All right, we're off to a terrific start here with our braised lamb shank when we come back. I don't know, what are we going to do when we come back?
We're going to make some creamy corn polenta and the braised rapine.
Okay, sounds good. See you in a few minutes. Back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen, you can see Travis Brust busy getting the corn right off the cob for our corn polenta.
Correct.
The just to catch you up, the lamb shank is in the oven, right? Did
yes.
You put the whole cast iron pot goes in there?
Whole cast iron pot's in there. We added a little bit of wine to that braise. And
350 for how long?
350 for about 2.5 hours. But
oh wow!
We had that a little cooked already before we came.
All right, so we've got the all done version that we can show
Correct.
folks later. Okay, so this is a good meal to make if you've got all day to leave something in the oven.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. What I did here is I started the polenta. We just sautéed some garlic shallots. We hit it off with a little bit of polenta, cornmeal, some chicken stock, some dry vermouth, and some cream to kind of make that creaminess. And what we're going to do to make it a little extra creamy is just a little bit of mascarpone.
What's that? Is it cheese?
Yes, it's an Italian sweet whipped cheese.
Oh wow!
This is actually a a little tip. Our sous chef at the end, Scott Watson, showed us.
Scott, good job.
Yes, very good.
Not a whole lot of measuring going on here, Travis. You just know how much you want in there.
We just wing it there. And,
doesn't sound like we put too much of that in there, though. It sounds good.
It's just enough to hit it off. What we're going to do is just add some nice roasted corn that we just pulled off the husk there, off the cob.
Now, how'd you roast that?
We soaked it in water for a little bit, maybe about a half hour, and then lightly roasted it at 325 degrees for about an hour.
In the oven.
And then just a little bit of fresh ground thyme.
Okay.
And that pretty much finishes up our corn polenta there. And that's going to sit and tighten up a little bit more. And what I would like you to do is just start adding some ingredients here for our braised rapini. Right.
Okay.
We're going to start with some onions.
The braised rapini is that's the.
This is
you
the
said it's like
right
a combination of broccoli and kale.
It's like a hybrid between kale and broccoli.
Okay. Carrot, celery, onions.
Carrot, celery, onions.
If you're keeping track, shallots.
Shallots.
Garlic.
Some garlic. There we go.
Garlic. A couple of bay leaves. You want them both in there?
2 bay leaves.
Okay. Now you pull those out at the end, though, right?
Yes.
Take
yes.
Those. Okay.
And a little bit of we can hold off on that butter. That was a little extra. And then some of the thyme and the peppercorns, the red pepper flakes.
Does the thyme go in just like this?
Just hold, right?
Okay.
Just like that.
Just checking.
Yep.
And then with the red pepper.
Yep. There we go. I'm going to clean the board off here real quick.
Okay.
And if you wouldn't mind, maybe just chopping this broccoli rabe up a little bit.
All right.
So I'm just maybe into like 3 sections.
How? Oh.
Just cut it right into thirds.
Like all of it? We're going to throw these ends away?
Yep. Yeah, just trim the ends just a little bit.
Okay. All right. I know everybody's waiting for disaster. It's not going to happen today.
I got faith in you.
All right. Our producer says it's still early.
Okay.
Just like this? Three sections?
And then just cut it one more time there toward the leaves.
So you eat the leaves and everything?
Eat everything there.
What's that other thing that I'm thinking about?
I don't know what you're thinking about.
Since I gave you so much to work on. Broccolini or broccoletti, or isn't there something else?
Yeah, there's broccolini, which is a small, petite broccoli.
Without the big leaves.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking of.
What broccoli rabe has is a pepperiness to it, kind of like arugula. So go ahead and throw that all in there.
So it's going to get smaller as it cooks, I'm guessing?
Yep, it's going to wilt right down, kind of like spinach.
Oh, right.
All right. And just as soon as you add that in, we're just going to kind of let it steep a little bit. But then we're going to add about a cup of...
what is it? Vermouth.
Dry vermouth.
Okay. Why? Why the vermouth and everything, Travis?
Well, wine gives it that nice, rich, French flavored taste. The wholesomeness that we're looking for. Yep, just a little bit more there. Maybe another 2 ounces. There we go.
Okie dokie.
And that's the flavor profiles we try to achieve at the Williamsburg Inn. And what I'm doing here is forming what's called a cartouche. If you don't have a cover for every pot in your house, you take a little piece of parchment paper, you fold it up, you cut the center out to make a little hole, and then...
This looks like what I do when we run out of coffee filters.
Yeah, you can do that. You can actually use a coffee filter to do this, too.
Okay.
It goes both ways.
What are you doing? Look at that. I thought it was going to be a snowflake.
Almost like a snowflake, right? And then we
now
just push that right over
cover?
the top. Just as good as a cover, but what it does is it allows some liquid to escape.
Right.
And allows it to reduce a little bit.
All right. That's neat. And I saw that you did that with the lamb shank, lamb shank
that's
too.
on top of the lamb shanks as well.
Okay.
So.
All right. So what do we do next?
This is gonna wait off for a second. We're gonna wait for those lamb shanks to cook. What I would like to tell you about real quick is our Smoke and Spirits program at the Williamsburg Inn. It's on the outside of the terrace, outside the lobby of the Williamsburg Inn. And we offer select cigars, spirits to pair and taste together with, and also a variety of smoked cheeses and meats.
Oh, that sounds nice. And when does that happen?
This is every Saturday from 4 to 6. And you get to mingle with the chefs. We're out there with them, with the guests, and having a good time. And then cigars are available.
Do you have to be staying there to take part in that? Do you have to be a guest at the end?
No, absolutely
just
not.
if you've come for dinner or something?
Come on down. Yes.
You can come on down. Very cool. And I know you've got something else to tell us about, too. A tea that's going on?
This is our holiday tea.
Okay. You know what, Travis? We're going to talk about that next time.
Excellent.
We got to move it along right now, but we'll talk about the tea next time, and we'll finish up the vegetable and the polenta and the lamb shank.
Perfect.
All right, we're back in the Hampton Roadshow kitchen, and we're about to plate our dish. But before we do that, we started talking about the tea coming up for the holidays. We ran out of time last time, so.
That's right. We have our holiday tea, which starts December 1st every day at 3 o'clock in the Rockefeller Room for the month of December, with the exception of Christmas Eve, Christmas, and December 5th, which is Grand Illumination. It showcases various scones, tea sandwiches, some assorted pastries, chocolate dipped strawberries, and one of our select teas from Harney & Sons. This is our English breakfast tea.
And look at that little pastry that looks like a swan. I mean, there's a lot of great little details in the
there, so.
things that you do. All right.
Very nice.
All right, so 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This is done. I mean, this looks like something out of Braveheart or something. You know, I mean, it's just like that cast iron pot, and you have the bones sticking out. It smells really good.
It's very hearty, but it's very delicious. And what we've done at the Williamsburg Inn is we've taken this old classic and really refined the flavors, so it's fine.
Right.
So
it doesn't taste like something, you know, that Braveheart would have made.
Right.
Just looks like it. Yeah.
A little more
so
salt and
how
pepper.
would you present this in the restaurant?
What we'll do is we'll take a nice plate here, a dinner plate, and we will centralize this
The polenta.
There we go. Get a little mess there. We'll wipe that up.
That's all right.
Okay. And then off to the side of that,
Let me help you.
we'll take some of our rapini. I've already taken those bay leaves out of here, so we don't have to worry about that.
To one side.
Little
And
rapini.
look, you already did some carrots and green beans too.
That's the celery, carrots, and onion. Kind of sprinkle over the top of that, and we've got just a little bit more French haricots verts, just to add a little something else to the plate.
What did you just call them?
Haricots verts. It's a French green bean.
Okay.
And then we may have to put the plate down for this one.
Why?
You have to see the
I do
final
push-ups. You
product
think
here.
I won't be able to hold it, or are you just saying put it down? All right, put it down.
There you go.
Wow.
And that nice lamb shank there will just kind of...
This is like the thing that
Perch that
knocks
up.
the Flintstones car over.
Exactly. But those flavors are so very refined.
Oh my gosh, I
And we'll
know,
just
it
take a
looks
little bit
delicious.
of that sauce there. Drizzle right over the top. And just for a little extra touch, we have a little tomato chip here that we kind of just perch up.
Beautiful.
And there you have it.
All right.
Braised lamb shank.
It does look beautiful, and I hate to wreck it, but we're all going to try it at the end of the show.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Great.
Travis.
Thank you.
All right.